Scaling your Facebook marketing. Lesson number 9 of this course. And like the name suggests, we are going to cover the basics of when you actually want to scale your business. Now, this is only applicable if you have already ran a successful campaign and you want to multiply your efforts with smart rather than hard work. So, with that said, let's get right into it. So, here's what we're going to cover today. We are going to cover strategies for scaling ad campaigns. We are going to cover how you can collaborate with influencers on Facebook and why is that even, profitable for you. We are going to cover how to integrate Facebook with email and other marketing channels and why it's so useful. Then we are also going to cover using messenger bots for customer engagement. Now, warning, as always, if you've come here, this is the most important video in the entire course by this point. So please watch the entire video. Don't skip, don't fast forward. And as always, pro tip, if you want to save your time, watch the video in double speed. So, strategies for scaling ad campaigns. So, first of all, why scaling matters? First of all, it matters because you can maximize your reach. And it's because scaling allows your ads to connect with more people, increasing your chances of success. It also boosts ROI. With a solid strategy, you can grow your revenue without overspending. It can also let you build your brand authority. Reaching more audiences establishes your brand as a leader in the market. It also allows you to test and learn because scaling helps uncover what works best for a campaign, as I've mentioned before. Now, another reason why scaling matters is because in that way you stay competitive. And let's face it, if you're not scaling, your competitors might be outpacing you. So, let's get to the first strategy, which is horizontal scaling. So, first of all, what is horizontal scaling? Well, it expands your target audiences, right? It helps you find new groups of people who might be interested in your product. It also diversifies ad creatives, right? Because this lets you use different ad formats, visuals, and messaging. It also lets you test new platforms such as, Instagram or TikTok. And it also lets you adjust budget across ads, right? Because you distribute spending to test the performance of various campaigns across various channels. And it also helps you maintain consistency, right? You keep core branding elements intact while experimenting with your efforts. So, let's just dive deep into how to actually implement horizontal scaling. So, first of all, you need to do your audience research, right? Use tools like Facebook Audience Insights, which we already went through, to identify new demographics. Then the ad duplication. You simply copy your best performing ad sets and tweak targeting options, right? You essentially what you do, you take your best performing ads and you want them to put them in front of more and more people, right? Creative development. You can then design variations of your ads with different appeals, such as humor or urgency, right? So, what you can do if your ad, if you have an ad about weight loss product, let's say, right? And if you know that the that like fear-based hook works really, really well, then you might as well, try a different angle of the same ad. So instead of using fear, you can then use humor. You can use urgency, like, you have only few spots left, or only few, like, there's not enough, pills left in stock, stuff like that, right? So you can basically test different angles of ads, right? This is what you're trying to do. Now, for each variation, you then need to track their KPIs to spot which one performs the best. And after that, you gradually expand, and that's, what the horizontal scaling is all about. You scale step by step to avoid overwhelming your budget and spending money on something that actually does not, let you create that basically wastes your budget. That's what I wanted to say, right? Now, strategy number two, which is going to be a little bit different, which is with vertical scaling. So first of all, what is vertical scaling? Well, it lets you increase ad budget. So in this, you need to focus on boosting spend for already successful campaigns. In this strategy, you optimize winning ads, right? So in this one, you just focus on what works, right? You double down on the ads and bring in the best ROI. And in this, you can use advanced tools such as Facebook's campaign budget optimizations, also known as CBO, which, if you've seen the walkthrough we did in the course when we created our ad campaign, that was the option to use it, right? If you want to, vertically scale, I highly recommend you to use that option. After that, you adjust bid strategies, right? So what this means, you experiment with cost cap or value optimization. And lastly, you stay data driven. It basically lets you rely on metrics to guide decisions, right? Now, how to implement vertical scaling. So first of all, you identify what works the best, right? Super simple. Second of all, you gradually increase the budget. So you add like 20 to 30% more budget every 3 or 4 days to, maintain the stability within the algorithm and, to see whether it works or not, right? You don't want to be just gambling your money, right? And put 100% of your budget on something you might think works. That's not a good idea. After that, you refine the targeting, right? Either use lookalike audiences or narrow down high converting segments, right? So you either, like I've said, you either use lookalike audiences to, to find similar audiences to what was already working and you try that and you double down on that, or you simply use audiences that already work the best in before, which are your custom audiences, right? Now, also, then what you should do, you should try to utilize automation. And like I've said, this is all about testing because Facebook Ads Manager can adjust spend automatically, right? So you can do it manually, but you can also do it automatically. If I were you, I would try both, right? And then based on your data, based on what we learned before, decide what's best for you. And after that, repeat and review, right? Keep refining based on data, ensuring that you improve consistently. All right, next part, collaborating with influencers on Facebook. So, first of all, why even influencer collaboration works in first place? So, first of all, it's the trust factor. Audiences are more likely to trust influencers they follow. And there's a very important mention. You have to collaborate with influencers that are actually trustworthy and not with, shady people. And, there's a lot of them. I'm just telling you, pick people you as a person would trust as well. Don't just collaborate with, if you decide to collaborate with influencers, Don't just decide that you are going to collaborate with someone because they just got a lot of followers. It's not good. Obviously, influencers let you expand your reach because they already have audiences that match your niche. Obviously, when you collaborate with them, it's very, very efficient for your spend, right? Because micro influencers can deliver excellent results without breaking the bank. So this is what I wanted to mention as well. When you're starting company, you obviously don't want to target Logan Paul, right? Because he's just not gonna see you. But like if there's like micro influencer like 10,000 followers and you reach out to them, then your offer might be interesting to them, right? So it's win-win for both sides. Then the authenticity factor, right? Because influencers already know how to create good content and you just kind of ride their wave, right? Boost engagement. Their posts often see higher interaction rates than traditional ads. Very simple. The more followers they have, the more reach you can have if you collaborate with them. Now, when to specifically collaborate with influencers? That's very important, right? So, first of all, you can do it in key moments, right? So, first thing is obviously when you're launching a product, right? Which lets you build buzz and awareness. Or when you're targeting niche markets, right? If you want to reach specific audience groups and you know this influencer, for example, promotes healthy lifestyle and weight loss, for example, right? Or if they're like some kind of nutritionist, then you can get together and you already have their audience, right? Which is absolutely amazing. Next, it lets you boost social proof because if you get to work together with someone who's already got great, credibility, it obviously boosts your brand credibility as well, right? It all ties together. If you have seasonal campaigns, this is a great idea as well, right? If you align influencer content with holidays or trends, it's a great idea. Or if you're recovering from low engagement, because fresh content from influencers can obviously reignite interest in your brand because they obviously promote you, right? Now, you obviously wonder how to collaborate with influencers. So let's get over that. First of all, identify the right ones, right? Check the audience fit. Ensure their followers align with your target audience. Review engagement. Look for influencers who are actually have great engagement. It doesn't matter how many followers they have. If they have, I've seen YouTube channels with 2 million subscribers and 1,000 views in a video. And that's people you don't want to target because these people create terrible content, right? Inspect content quality. Like I've said, you obviously don't want to work with somebody who's not aligned with your brand's mission and your brand's values. Next one, evaluate credibility. Simply avoid influencers who are involved in controversies and choose the reach level. Decide between macro, which is large reach, and micro, niche focused influencers. If I were you, I would be headed more towards micro focus, right? Because, yeah, it's just these people don't have as many followers as you want, but a lot of these followers are very relevant to whatever you're selling. And that's where you want to be, right? So this is why I would do that. Step number two, plan the collaboration. So you first of all have to set clear goals, right? You have to define what you want, such as traffic, sales, or brand awareness. Like I've said at the beginning of this course, it's absolutely crucial to be clear on what you want because nobody else is going to do that for you. Next, choose the format. Options include sponsored posts, live stream, or product giveaways. Again, you have to decide what works the best for your specific product. And if I were you, if you don't know, what to choose from or what to pick from, I would simply use a paid version of ChatGPT and give it a simple, give it simply written but detailed question about what you should do when you want to, collaborate with influencers and what kind of posts would this recommend to you. It will give you absolutely unbelievable answer, right? Next one, provide creative briefs. So share guidelines while allowing the influencer's creativity to shine, right? So you never want to interfere their creative process because that's just not gonna work. That's the first thing. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much that, right? Negotiate terms, agree on payment, consent rights, and deadlines. Like you've got to be very, very specific with this, right? Because if you don't expect anybody to do stuff for you that you haven't agreed on, like it's never gonna happen. So please don't do it, right? Last but not least, use contracts. Protect both parties with written agreements. And step number three, launch the campaign. First of all, what you need to do, you need to coordinate timing, right? You need to schedule your posts in order to have the best engagement possible. Again, you can talk this through with influencers, right? You also want to boost posts. So you can use Facebook's ad tools to amplify influencer content. Again, if you give them the budget and if they agree to do that, and it's absolutely not a problem. But obviously, they have to know about it. Number three, engage with comments. Respond to user interactions to build community trust. And you can do that from your business account. You can also share it across platforms. Repurpose influencer content on your own social media, right? So basically, share their posts, share their sponsored posts on your social media, and that way you will build credibility for your brand. Last but not least, track real time performance. We're all about the feedback and all about the data in this course, and you see why. Now, post campaign review. So, first of all, what you need to do. First of all, you need to analyze results, compare performance against initial goals. Then, as you get it, you need to gather feedback, right? So, what you do is that you basically ask influencers for insights on audience responses. After that, you evaluate ROI. You want to make sure the partnership was worth the investment for both parties. That's very important, right? Next up, you should identify improvements, right? Based on the data, plan adjustments for future collaborations. And last but not least, build relationships, right? Or in this case, just keep the relationships going. Don't just ignore the influencer and stop communicating with them because after the campaign, even though you don't work with them, and just message them from time to time. Why? Because after they're bigger, if you have great relationship, you can then hit them up and do another sponsored post, and like both of you can have, you can like you and the influencer can profit on it as much as possible, right? Now, last but not least, integrating Facebook with email and other marketing channels. So first of all, why even bother yourself integrating Facebook with email marketing? So first of all, it lets you expand your reach, right? Facebook helps you reach a broader audience beyond your email list. It lets you do enhanced targeting, right? Because if you use Facebook data, then you can target specific groups more accurately. It also lets you do the unified messaging. It ensures that you have a consistent messaging across both email and social platforms, right? Everything is just at one place, right? Also, you've got increased engagement, right? Because if you combine email with Facebook's visual appeal, you have two different channels, which also means increased engagement. It also lets you boost conversions, right? Because integrated campaigns deliver a seamless experience leading to higher conversion rates, right? Because if you target the same audience with your ads and also with your emails, if you can get them into your funnel, into one marketing channel, and I don't want to say annoy them with the messages, but if you just like give them more, if you just give them more content from more directions, those people are going, if the content is good, if you're just not spamming them with like annoying messages, people are going to recognize that and your brand is going to gain trust, which is like the ultimate number one, right? So, yeah. So, step by step guide to integration. And I'm going to show you, but don't worry about that. So, let's go over this. So, first of all, connecting your email tool to Facebook. So, first of all, you log into your Facebook Business Manager account. Then you navigate to audiences in the Ads Manager. You select you select create audience and choose custom audience. And then, right, you upload your email list, right? When doing this, Facebook is kind of strict about this, so make sure it's properly formatted and complies with data privacy laws, right? You don't want to be giving away private information of people, even if you like maybe have them, but like you don't want to be doing that, right? Now, after that, I'm quickly going to show you how to, import your email list basically inside your your business manager. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna click on all tools. We're gonna go to audiences, and after it loads, we will land right here. Now, what you're gonna do, you're gonna click, create audience right here. Click custom audience, and then you're gonna import your email list. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna click on this customer list right here because that's basically what we want. And then we have a couple of options, right? So, first of all, Facebook clearly tells you what you should include to ensure the custom audience is as specific as it needs to be so that it targets your audience perfectly and without any mistakes, right? Like you can read this by yourself. You need these polls, right? You need these details, these data. Now, what you can do if you have MailChimp, you can simply import it from MailChimp. Or what you can do, you can download the file template, right? That's, done by Facebook. And then you can simply type it in manually by yourself. And that's pretty much work done. Facebook does absolutely unbelievable job when it comes down to this. So you click next. And then what you do, right, after you have the file template, what you do is that you simply upload the file, right? Now, I just uploaded a random sheet, right? So don't worry about that. I did this just for the educational purposes. However, we have uploaded it, and right now it asks us, does your list include a column for customer value? So if you have a customer value column, simply click yes. If it doesn't, then simply click no. And you also Name your audience. So what we do is this. Um, let's just say, email list, warm audience, subscribers, right? For example. And then what we're going to do, we're simply going to click on next. And right now, it obviously gives us that it needs more identifiers because I basically uploaded a random Google Sheet. But if if you upload regular Google Sheet, it will just let you import and then you click on this icon right here, import and create, and that's pretty much work done. This is how you integrate your email audience, and you like integration of the email with, your Facebook platform. You don't integrate your audience, like your email with Facebook like directly, but what you're doing instead, you're having same audience, right, as your email is. So in that way, you kind of have the same reach, right? Now, the main distinction right here, if you guys don't know what is the difference between custom and lookalike audience, is that your custom audience is your already existing people. So you're basically retargeting the same people, right? This is why, when we created our custom audience right here, which is right here right now, we basically uploaded existing people, existing customers, and then we will retarget them through Facebook, right? We will again give them this, we will basically aim to convert these people again because we already know they bought something from us. However, if you want more of the same people, but new customers, right? If you just want the same people as these customers, but also like new people who have never bought from you, but who share the similar characteristics, then what you want to do is that you want to create a lookalike audience because that's what it does, right? And the way you create lookalike audience is by creating that from your custom audience. So I already covered that, but I'm just gonna go over it very quickly so that you can understand it fairly easily. So what we're gonna do, click create audience, lookalike audience, and then, right, when we have this right here, I am basically going to click select your lookalike source, which is going to be our custom audience. Now I've copy and pasted this one right here, which is our custom audience I created like a minute ago. But if you can see, let me just make myself smaller. If you see, it says data sources unavailable. Now, obviously, because there are no data, right? But if there was like a legitimate information, then it would work. So, but this is just for case of educational purposes, all right? Now, if you want to have broader reach, right? What you want to do, just remove this. Yeah, sweet. So if you want to have broader reach, you select 10% lookalike audience, which basically means you're going to reach maximum amount of people, but these people are not going to be as similar as you might need. However, on the other side, when you click on just, yeah, when you click on 1%, you are going to have very, very specific and very similar people to your email list. But on the other hand, the reach is not going to be as big as it could be, right? So, as I've said, in the lesson where we covered audiences, what you want to do is that you want to create something that's right in the middle, right? Something that has enough people so that the reach is good enough, but also that the detail is good enough, right? You like it's an alchemy, right? So you want to, pick what's working the best. And the way you're going to do that is simply by testing and refining, like I've said before. So let's get right into your presentation right now. Right. So what's the next thing we're gonna do? So next thing we will design cross-channel campaign. So we will draft email content and Facebook ad copy that complement each other, right? That's very, very important because if we don't have content that's got the same value and the same vibe, it will feel very off and it could hurt the reputation of your brand. Next thing we're going to do is that you have to use similar visuals and calls to actions to create a seamless experience for your audience. Remember, we're all about quality. Next thing you can do is to schedule email sends at ad launches to run simultaneously, right? That's next thing because you want this marketing to be, enhanced and you want to use the power of the multi-channel marketing as much as possible. And you do it by this. Now, the next thing you can do is to retarget email subscribers on Facebook. And how you do it? You simply create a custom audience of users who clicked your email links. Then you design Facebook ads to re-engage them with exclusive offers or reminders. And then you track and analyze results with the Facebook Manager as you used before, right? And you also use your email, platform analytics to monitor the performance of your engagement. And what you can do, this is very powerful because you've got multiple channels to test, you know. So you can then see what works and what doesn't. And if you see something works within your Facebook ad and your emails are as not, performing as well as they should be, then what you can do, you can, use that also in your Facebook ad or in your email. And the big advantage of the multi-channel marketing is that you get multiple sources of feedback, which obviously, if used correctly, if you look at data and if you adapt, if you check your data every single week, you can then progress faster because guess what? This is what it's all about, right? Progressing, sorry, progressing fast. So, yes. And yeah, this is what we already covered. So we're going to go over using messenger bots for customer engagement because that's one of another big things on Facebook, right? And not only on Facebook, it's on Instagram as well. So first of all, why even bother yourself using messenger bots? They're available 24/7. So bots can assist customers anytime, which reduces wait times. You don't have to manually do it by yourself. If you're worried they will get terrible responses, don't, because they get personalized ones. Because bots use data to provide tailored answers specific to your customers. They also boost engagement because interactive messages and that's the most important thing, quick responses grab attention and boost the engagement. Cost effective support. Bots handle many queries at the same time, reducing the need for staff and you for hiring. And if you think about it, bots, cost anywhere from $20 to $50 per month, which is absolutely insane value. If you think of, having to have a human, having to do all the customer support, which you would then pay like $2,000 per month, right? Also, it's a scalable solution, right? Because you serve thousands of customers simultaneously with no drop in quality. That's very important. You can scale with this. Now, let me just show you like a general guide on how to set up messenger bots, right? How to use them in general, like how to use them so that you know what to do when you're starting out and what not to do, right? Basically like the best practices. So first of all, choose a messenger bot platform. Which ones to use? ManyChat is like the most popular one. Also, Chatfuel or Mobile Monkey, just look at them. compare pricing, compare features, and based on your business needs, decide, which one is the best for you. Super simple. I wouldn't recommend myself I wouldn't recommend you like specific option simply because all of you who are just watching right now have different businesses, different needs, different time settings. So just check these free, compare them, and based on your needs, decide. Then what you do, you simply sign up and link the platform to your Facebook business page. Now, every single one of these platforms gives you super simple step-by-step process. It's the easiest thing in the world. If you just sign up here, they give you everything. They give you the tutorial, they give you the step-by-step process. If you have any questions whatsoever, they have their own customer support, which is obviously powered by messenger bots as well as real people, so they will get to you immediately, right? Next thing, define your bot's purpose. So decide if your bot will handle FAQs, sales increase, product recommendations, or all three. Then you need to create a list of tasks your bot will manage. Again, this is, based on what your business needs. And after that, you will build the conversation flow. Use a flowchart or the bot builders tool to map out the user journey, right? Include options like buttons for quick replies and logical paths based on user responses. After that, write engaging scripts. Use simple, friendly language that matches your brand voice. That's very important. Include fallback messages like, sorry, I didn't understand that, to handle unexpected inputs. And the last thing, test your bot, right? Run tests to ensure all paths work as intended. Basically, just test it. Ask team members or trusted users to try it out and provide feedback. You definitely want somebody else. I would honestly, if I were you, I would let it test like 5 people at least, right? And then just launch and monitor the performance. Simply go live and start promoting your bot through Facebook posts, ads, or email campaigns. Use analytics from your bot platform to monitor metrics like user engagement and completion rates. Now, before we wrap this up, let me just quickly tell you how bots improve customer experience. First of all, they give you instant replies. Second of all, they give you personalized interactions without you having to spend time. They also give you interactive features such as buttons, images, or videos. Next thing is just easy to use them for both of the parties. And lastly, bots are easy to use even for users who are just not good in tech, right? Now, best practices for messenger bots. So first of all, just make sure you keep it simple. Second of all, be transparent. Let them know they're not chatting with human being. Provide a human option. That's very important. You just don't want to be relying on bots all the time. Monitor performance, right? And make sure you continuously improve your scripts and the customer flows based on the feedback of your users. Now, how else can you use your messenger bots? So you can use them for lead generation, promotional campaigns, event reminders, e-commerce integration, and feedback collection, right? Like think about it, how much more you can use them. Now, how to use bots for specific tasks. That's very good topic. So let's go to one by one. So first of all, lead generation. So what you want to do, you want to create a lead magnet, right? So offer something that's valuable for free in exchange for customer details. Then you want to design a simple flow. You should just start with friendly greeting, right? Then ask for key details, like name and email address with buttons for quick replies. Then confirm the submission and thank the user and obviously give them their lead magnet. Next thing that you do is that you integrate it with CRM. You can connect the bot to your customer relationship management tool to store and organize collected data. One of the best CRM tools is Go High Level. This lets you collect your data perfectly and it's very easy for beginners. Then what you should do is that you should qualify leads automatically, right? So with the bot, just use conditional logic to ask questions like, are you interested in XYZ? And direct qualified leads to your sales team, right? And after that, you follow up, right? You schedule automated reminders of or offers based on the user responses, right? So you can automatically pitch your product or service to them. Next up, promotional campaigns. First of all, personalize the message. Use the user's name and past interactions to make offers feel relevant. Next thing you can do is that you can create exclusive discounts. So send messages like just for you 20% off this weekend. Click here to claim. Next thing you can do is to use visuals. So add images or GIFs of the product to make the promotion more engaging. Include clear call to actions and again track performance, right? For the event reminders, just simply schedule these reminders, right? Set up the bot to send notifications a few days, hours, or minutes before the event. Include event details. So you can just share key information like date, time, and link to join or attend. Then you can include the interactive RSVP. So basically, you allow users to confirm attendance with a button click, and then you follow up post event. And after that, you automate responses as well, right? You want to make sure you answer common questions about the event, right? Such as where it's held, or how much do I pay for it, or whatever, right? Using the bot's FAQ feature. Now, ecom integration. You set up product browsing, right? You can use the bot to display a carousel of products with images, descriptions, and prices. You can also enable add to cart options. So you can allow users to add items to their cart directly within Messenger. You can also streamline checkout, right? So if you use the bot, you can integrate payment gateways to let customers complete purchases without leaving the chat. Is absolutely insane feature. Then you can also send order updates, which basically means that you notify customers about order confirmations, shipping status, and delivery times. And last but not least, you can upsell them as well. Then for the feedback collection, you basically create a feedback flow. So you greet users with a thank you message for their purchase or interaction or whatever they did. Then you ask simple questions like, how was your experience with rating buttons? Then you use open-ended questions, right? You let users share additional thoughts with a text input option. However, don't make it like it's needed, right? Like don't make it that they need to, that they must, include it. Otherwise, you won't let them answer. That's not good. Also, incentivize responses, right? Offer small rewards like discounts for completing the survey. Like I've said, people have to see something in it for them. And after that, analyze results. So connect the bot to analytic tools to review trends in customer feedback. And last but not least, act on the feedback as always. All right, guys. So in this lesson, we have covered how to actually scale your Facebook marketing. In other words, how to, get as much profit out of, your job as possible, right? How to get paid more for doing less or for doing the same amount of work. How to become more efficient. We have covered it, through scaling ad campaigns, through, collaborating with influencers. We have also covered how to integrate, Facebook with your email and other marketing channels. And last but not least, we have, covered a little bit about how to actually use messenger bots for customer engagement. So with that being said, guys, I hope you learned something new and I cannot wait to see you in the next lesson.